Okay, this is a training for doing a pathways presentation. You can do it a couple of different ways if you want to. This is a way that you'd be able to do this with the PowerPoint presentation we've uploaded to Google Drive. So when the person gets on the when the person gets on to obviously the webinar, the first thing they're going to see is fasten your seatbelt. You're about to see the world's greatest private membership for wholesale vacations and travel. So basically, thank you for coming here. Greatly appreciate it. As I said, at the end of this, you are going to receive whatever incentive you told them they were going to receive for showing up. But what you're going to see is something that is not available to the general public until recently. It's only been available to Fortune 500 companies. So let's go on ahead and get started. You have already watched the couple of videos that we sent. Well, you definitely want to send them, a templated email with videos confirming the time and have them watch that along with three vacations that they're going to take so you can compare. Okay, so a little bit about us. IDS was established in 2007, and that's on the public sector with over 60,000 members in 2015, and then on to 2016, we're continuing to grow. And what we're doing here is we're doing actually a pre-launch. And what it is Pathways is one of the marketing arms for IDS, a travel technology company who's streamlined hundreds of hotel, cruise, and resort engines into one powerful system. Obviously, we have a very big state-of-the-art fulfillment center that houses the concierge, which you probably heard in the video that you watched, and also our travel inventory, which makes us so unique, is never ever marked up. We actually buy the travel in large quantities, and through our technology, this portal, it passes directly to you at our direct cost, so zero markup to members. As I told you before, we do have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, fully accredited. I will show you that live on the screen. I usually show them that again. Obviously, you've seen this video, but let me show you before we get into, really your different vacations or your different trips that you want to check out with the technology. The typical travel sales funnel, obviously, goes from the vacation provider to the consolidator to the wholesaler to the online travel agent, and then finally to you. So by the time it gets through that tunnel, how much do you think it's been marked up? Well, this is why you're going to see, the difference. You're going to see some pretty unbelievable pricing when I go to the live web tour. Many people, if they don't understand this particular thing here that I'm trying to illustrate and show you, then you would say, oh, well, this is too good to be true. Well, this is how it works. But this is what we do, and here's how you're going to be able to see the prices that you're going to be able to see. Here is our travel funnel. We go right from the vacation provider to you, skip 3 layers, and that's how we save you money. Our inventory is never marked up. We buy it in large quantities, just like we said, and really pass it on to you with zero markup. Now, most people will ask, well, why then would you, if there's no markup, how can you make money? And I say, well, wait until a little bit later and let me show you that. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but let me give you kind of a clue. Have you heard of Costco or Sam's Club? And most of them will say yes. And do you know how they make their money? A majority of their money. And someone will say, yeah, no. Well, I'll show you at the end. They'll let the cat out of the bag and let you know exactly how we make our money, and it'll make complete sense to you. But let's go on ahead and look into some live examples. So this is where, when you go into the live example, obviously we go into their live example and where they want to go. I said, let's go on ahead and get excited and log in here and go to some live examples. And you can do the live examples. If you're doing it in a group, obviously you're going to, if you do it in a group, you're literally going to be able to, kind of dictate where you go. I would show them probably 3 examples: 1 hotel, 1 cruise, 1 condo, and then, touch on some of the other things as well. But I'll ask them, I'll drop down the menu. You can see my screen. So what are you wanting to do? Are you wanting to do a hotel, cruise, condo? Let's look at condos. Great. Where do you want to go? And, let them tell me where they want to go. You know, most I would get a lot of Cancun's, Hawaii, things of that nature. So, you know, we go to Cancun. Okay, and let's go to Cancun here. We have so many different weeks available. There's actually 170,007 available in the system, which is a ton. Um, and you look at this, you get all the different ones. Let's go to Hard Rock Hotel, Cancun, all inclusive. Let's book that now. And then when you go to book it now, what you're going to see is you're going to see all the different weeks that we have available for you to be able to do this. Now, $197 for the week is a pretty phenomenal deal. When you got a studio, you know, that sleeps a maximum of 4 people comfortably, it sleeps 2. So let's take those dates right there. The 29th of May through the 5th of June. Okay, 29th of May through the 5th of June. What I usually do is I highlight it, I right click it, search Google, and then it will Google it. And let's, you know, which one do you want to go? You want to go TripAdvisor, Orbitz, and you know, this is at this time I let them know that these are pretty much owned. You know, Kayak, all of them are owned really. Hotels.com. They're owned by 2 companies. They're owned by Priceline or Expedia. All the .com. So when you think you're getting a really great deal, and this is what this says, look at that lowest price. It's already telling you $537. And we said we're going to do May 29th, okay, through June 29th through June 5th. We'll do 2 adults, 7 nights. We'll go there, and we'll see how much this costs. 504, so it went down a little bit. So 504, which is a special offer that you get. It's the cheapest I've seen so far. So you book it, and here's what you're going to get. This is an amazing deal, they say. So bottom line to it is that you get it for $3,527.93. You go to your Pathways, and you can get that very same thing for $197.99. So you think they've booked that up? Do you think that they have marked that up much? And a lot of people will laugh and say, yeah, absolutely they have. So then you also go into, you ask them, where else do you want to go? Do you want to see hotels? Maybe do a mini getaway? Do you guys do mini getaways? Like, want to go for a 1 or 2 night? That's the nice part about this is that, and I throw in a baby negative here. Usually I tell people, with regards to hotels, what the software isn't, and I really want to guard people against this, is if you like Expedia, Travelocity, Priceline, and you want to go where you want, when you want, and you want to do all that, that's great. You can, but you're going to pay top dollar to do that. This software is for people who love a great deal and they're a little bit flexible. When I say a little bit flexible, that doesn't mean you can't get where you want, when you want. It's just that you have to be flexible on the accommodations, because what we have in the system, we have in the system, and our portal allows us to be able to use that. So, but obviously, when you're saving $3,000 versus what you're going to find over $3,000, don't you think that would cover your airfare? And I say things like that. So you can take them through a couple more different examples. And then what I do is I say, well, I recap it and say, so we've gone on 3 trips and we've saved you about $4,000 so far just on accommodations. We haven't even gone into airfare. We haven't even gone into any of that stuff, really. And then this is a time for you to talk about airfare and say, look, there's a little bit of savings on an airfare, but this is really not the reason to purchase this, because it's not going to give you the big pop like the accommodations are. Same with, if you wanted to go on cruises, cruises are going to give you a huge savings. And I really like to take people to cruises as well, because we have really phenomenal cruise deals. So basically at this point, I'm getting them to agree that, yes, this has saved us a heck of a lot of money. And by this time they're wanting to know, I said, you probably want to know how much the software costs, don't you? Yeah, absolutely, I do. Okay, well, let me go over a couple things with you. First and foremost, when you look at this, you'll see the savings on only 6 trips. The average member is saving about 10 grand. So let me ask you a question. You saved $4 grand, a little bit, about $3,000 to $4,000 on 3 trips. If this cost you $3,000 to $4,000, don't you think after 3 trips, are you going to just burn your luggage and never vacation again? And most of them are going to say no. I said, so don't you think it'd be worth it if we did it for $3,000 to $4,000 to be able to offer this software with a huge savings, and then every money you have since then, you're literally able to put right back in your pocket? And most of them will say absolutely. Well, I've got some good news for you, but before I go into that good news, I'm going to show you. Remember when we talked about how we do this? Well, it's very simple. How we make our money, since we don't mark it up one bit, we make our money by having over 60,000 people pay the $299 annual dues. There is a one-time processing fee, and we'll talk about that. But bottom line to it is, when you look at 60,000 members paying $299, you're looking over $50 million with a 97% customer retention every single year. Because the nice part about the software renewal fee of $299 is locked in for life. It does not go up. Unlike a timeshare, and you get so much more. Okay, so does that make sense how we do it? Just like Costco, Sam's Club, that's how they make their money, is off the memberships. So we've got 3 different programs that I'm going to share with you, 3 different software packages. The first software package is called our Gold membership. Basically what it is, you can get this anytime after we do this pre-launch and we roll this out. It might be this price or a little bit higher. We're not yet determined what that is, but this is any time that you could be able to do this. One-time cost plus a processing fee of $499 plus the $299 annual dues. Remember, I said they're locked in for life. Now, what you're getting is 3 weeks of vacation time per year in condos. So condo inventory, short notice luxury resort inventory, and we've just changed this year. Actually, cruise inventory is now no limit. So that's the nice part, is we said, look, you don't get any limit to what, the cruise inventory you get. You can take as many cruises as you want. The only thing you're restricted to, obviously, is the luxury resort condo and the short notice luxury resort inventory. Okay, but all the other things that I showed you, there is no limit on it. 2 family members are also on the plan. What that means is that they can travel separate from you as if they had a membership. However, that 3 weeks of vacation time per year is a pool of weeks. So that means that if you wanted to be fair, well, not fair, but equal. Fair is, they paid you a little bit for this. But if you wanted to be equal, you could have 1 week apiece. And plus it comes with a concierge membership, which I talked about in the video, which is a 24/7 travel planner and concierge member service, which, by the way, let me go back here for a second. What I tell people, the awesome part about this is, as well, is when I go to my account as a vacation request form, because sometimes you'll take them to a place and, they say, well, I don't really like surfing on the internet that much. And you say, that's okay, because here's the nice part. What you could be able to do is say where you're traveling from, where you're traveling to, the date leaving, with the time, how many travelers, what's your requested price range, your comment, special request, all that stuff. Submit the request, and the nice part about it is a concierge will be able to get back to you within a 24 to 48 hour period and tell you exactly what it is that it's going to cost you, and give you all your different options. So I forgot all about that. I'll go into that. Sorry, that was a sidebar. So the Gold membership, after I go down there, I say, now, do you understand how that one works? Yes. Okay, great. Well, we then have the Silver, and the only difference between the Silver and the Gold is the amount of weeks and the family members that are on the plan. So instead of 3, you have 2, and instead of 2, you have 1 family member on the plan. Okay. Now, this next package I call, my bachelor package. Reason why is because it has no family members on the plan, and it doesn't really come with a concierge member service. But what it does do is this is for people who just want to be on the web and they just want to book it themselves. They don't care about a concierge, and basically it gives you 1 week of vacation time per year in luxury resort condos or short notice luxury resort condos. So this is also for a person that just kind of wants to dip their toe in the water as well. Okay. So is there any questions you have about the Gold, Silver, or Bronze? And then, they usually will say no. So for how your family vacations, what software package do you think would give you the most value for, how you vacation now and how you'll vacation in the future? And then they'll tell you. I say, well, great. I have some good news for you. Because we're in a pre-launch, and because and some people will get the $1,000 gift card or the $2,000 gift card. And what we're going to do is we're going to buy that back from you. Okay, so that original $1,000 gift card that we're going to issue you, as opposed to getting that, what if we were able to save you some money, on the cost? And then people, are intrigued. Well, this is what we're willing to do today. During our pre-launch, we're allowing the people who won those prizes to apply. If you got 2,000, apply half of it. If it's 1,000, it's the full amount. Apply it to one of the memberships of their choice. So we're going to eliminate the processing fee and give you an additional $500 off. So it's a $999 discount. Plus, you'll be able to choose bronze, silver, gold at that same $1,000 discount. So obviously, the $995 for the bronze, $1495 for the silver, and $1995 for the gold, plus the $299. That's where you go into your sequence, of a pretty amazing deal, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you could see even with the gold membership, we took one vacation, and that one vacation to Cancun, the savings alone would pay for that gold membership. And then they see that, so which one, you were talking about, the silver made the most sense. So does the silver make the most sense for you to be able to do this? And, then you go into your closing sequence, and that's basically how you take somebody through a presentation. I hope you enjoyed this training video, and happy selling.